Barcelona has had legendary managers.
I know I have a lot of respect for him because what he did at Bayern Munich is great, outstanding. How they won everything that he won there, playing great football. They were so nice to watch on the ball and off the ball.
Cruyff built the philosophy, Guardiola perfected it, and Luis Enrique brought back the glory. But now, there's a new mastermind in town, Hansi Flick. He took a Barcelona side that was struggling and transformed them into a ruthless, unstoppable force. But how did he do it? In this video, we'll break down the tactical genius behind Flick's Barcelona, the key lesson he learned from Luis Enrique to build this super team, why history proves Flick is on track to win the treble, how they'll conquer the remaining fixtures to complete the dream season, and the 5 unsung heroes who've been quietly powering this revolution. Let's talk about it. When Hansi Flick was announced as Barcelona's new manager, not everyone was convinced. After all, he was stepping into a club that had lost its way. The team had moments of brilliance under Xavi, but let's be honest, Barcelona didn't look like Barcelona. The attack was inconsistent, the midfield lacked control, and the defense, well, had more gaps than a leaky roof. Then came Flick, a manager who doesn't just win, but dominates. From the moment he walked through the doors of Camp Nou, things started changing. The first thing he fixed? Fitness and mentality. Flick introduced a much more intense training regime. No more casual build-up play or slow possession for the sake of it. He wanted sharpness, endurance, and most importantly, pressing. Players who couldn't keep up had 2 choices: adapt or get benched. Then came the change in mentality. No more playing it safe. Flick's Barcelona doesn't just aim to win, they aim to destroy opponents. He brought back that ruthless edge, something the team had been missing for years. And then he put his trust in youth. He didn't just rely on the big names. He gave young players like Lamine Yamal, Fermín López, and even Ferran Torres the responsibility to step up. If you're good enough, you play. It doesn't matter if you're 16 or 30. That's how you build a team ready to fight on all fronts. In just a few months, Flick has completely transformed Barcelona. They're no longer just a team trying to rebuild, a team that looks ready to win everything. But what exactly changed on the pitch? Let's get into the tactics that turned Barcelona into a machine. First off, Barcelona stopped playing that slow, predictable possession game. You know, the one where they'd pass the ball around for 10 minutes without actually doing anything. Yeah, Flick scrapped that. Instead, he brought in a faster, more aggressive style, one that feels like a mix of classic Barca and the high-intensity pressing game we saw from his Bayern Munich team. The midfield? Completely transformed. Under Xavi, there was too much reliance on slow build-up, but Flick made it all about verticality. As soon as Barcelona wins the ball, boom, they're straight on the attack. Frankie de Jong and Pedri don't just pass sideways anymore, they drive forward, breaking defensive lines. And if you've noticed, even the fullbacks are way more involved in the attack now. Then there's the pressing. This might be the biggest change. Flick's Barcelona presses like their lives depend on it. The moment they lose the ball, they swarm the opposition, cutting out passing lanes and forcing mistakes. It's relentless, and it's why teams struggle to play out from the back against them. And let's talk about the attack. This is where things get scary for other teams. Flick found the perfect balance between possession and directness. When Barcelona has the ball, they still control the game. But now they're doing something with it. Instead of endless passing, they look for quick 1-2s, through balls, and chances to get behind the defense. It's no surprise that Barcelona has started scoring goals for fun. Lewandowski looks like a proper number 9 again. Yamal is destroying defenders every week. And Raphinha? He finally looks like the player Barcelona thought they were getting. Flick hasn't just improved the team, he's completely revitalized it. And the crazy thing? This is just the beginning. But the real proof of his impact? The records he's already breaking. If you still have doubts about Hansi Flick's impact at Barcelona, the numbers alone should convince you. This guy hasn't just improved the team, he's breaking records like it's a daily routine. Let's start with the goal scoring. Barcelona isn't just winning games, they're destroying teams. Under Flick, they've scored over 138 goals in just 45 matches. That's an average of over 3 goals per game. That's not just good, that's the best in Europe's top leagues. And it's not just about scoring, they've been consistent. Flick's Barcelona went on 9 consecutive La Liga victories, tying Luis Enrique's record from his treble-winning season. Think about that. He's already matching the standards of one of Barcelona's greatest managers, and he hasn't even been here for a full season. Then there's the unbeaten streak. Since December 21st, Barcelona hasn't lost a single game. That's 20 matches unbeaten, not recording any loss this year. And when you're going on these kinds of runs, trophies usually follow. And the craziest stat? 139 goals in just 45 games. That's an average of 3.08 goals per game. This is the kind of dominance we used to see from peak Guardiola and Luis Enrique teams. So yeah, Hansi Flick isn't just doing a good job, he's rewriting the record books. But the scary part? He's learned something from Luis Enrique that could make this team unstoppable. But before we talk about that, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you think Hansi Flick can win the treble. Thank you. You see, if there's one thing Hansi Flick has done right, it's avoiding the mistakes of the past. And for that, he can thank Luis Enrique. Back in 2014, Enrique had one of the most talented squads in Barcelona's history. Messi, Neymar, and Suarez all in their prime. But his first few months in charge? A complete mess. He kept changing the lineup, tweaking the formation every other game, and overcomplicating things. Players were confused, results were inconsistent, and worst of all, there was tension in the dressing room, especially with Messi. It wasn't until Enrique settled on a fixed lineup and system that everything clicked. Once he stopped experimenting, Barcelona went on a ridiculous run, winning 11 straight games, beating Atletico Madrid and Villarreal with ease, and eventually dominating their way to a treble. Flick? He saw that, and he's not making the same mistake. From day one, he's kept a consistent lineup, no unnecessary rotations, no overcomplicated tactical shifts, just a clear system and the best players playing week in, week out. And it's working. The team has built chemistry, every player knows their role, and there's zero uncertainty in how they play. That's why they've been unstoppable. Unlike Enrique's early struggles, Flick's Barcelona hit the ground running and never looked back. And if history has taught us anything, when a Barcelona manager finds the perfect formula in their first season, a treble is usually on the way. You see, every time Barcelona has had a new manager who figured things out in their first season, they ended up winning the treble. And guess what? Flick is following the same path. Let's rewind a bit. Pep Guardiola in 2008, the first season in charge, built a dominant team, and boom, treble. Luis Enrique in 2014, shaky start, learned from his mistakes, settled on a system, and boom, treble. Now here we are in 2024, and Flick has already fixed the squad, built an unstoppable system, and broken records left and right. It's all lining up too perfectly. The same pattern that led to Guardiola and Enrique winning everything is happening again with Flick. The squad is firing, the tactics are set, and Barcelona is playing the best football in Europe. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, but can they win all 3 trophies? Well, let's break it down because if we're being honest, it's looking very possible. First up, the Champions League. The hardest trophy to win, right? Well, Barcelona has already crushed one major hurdle, beating Benfica 4-1 on aggregate in the round of 16. And let's not forget, they did that while playing with 10 men for most of the first leg. That's not just a win, that's a statement. Now the quarterfinals are next, and they're likely facing Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund is a solid team, but let's be honest, Barcelona is on another level. If they win that, they'll likely have to take on Bayern Munich. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Bayern might look like a tough opponent on paper, but Barcelona already demolished them 4-1 in the group stage. And that was when Barcelona was still trying to figure things out under Flick. Now they're even better. If they face Bayern again, there's no reason they can't do it again. And if they win that, Champions League final. They're not losing a Champions League final. Why? Because the only team that finished above them in the group stage was Liverpool. But guess what? Liverpool got knocked out by PSG. So that's one less thing to worry about. If Barcelona gets to the final, they're facing a team they can beat. PSG? Inter? Arsenal? None of them are as dominant as Barcelona has been this season. The league is no different. Barcelona is in pole position, but the job isn't done yet. The biggest match left? Of course, it's the El Clasico against Real Madrid. And let's be real, Barcelona knows how to beat Madrid. If you pull that off, the title is practically wrapped up. But Madrid isn't the only challenge left. 3 days after facing Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey semi-finals, Barcelona will host Real Betis, a team they smashed 5-1 in the Copa del Rey. But here's the thing, Betis is no joke. They recently beat Real Madrid, so they're capable of pulling off an upset, but Barcelona can handle it. Then there's Leganes, sitting 18th in the table. On paper, that's an easy win, but let's not forget, Barcelona already lost 1-0 to them earlier this season. But Barcelona means revenge, like they did to Osasuna. Next up, Celta Vigo. They've been inconsistent, but they managed to hold Atletico Madrid to a draw last month. And then there's Mallorca, who are dreaming of a European spot, but realistically, they don't have the firepower to handle Barcelona. And finally, Real Valladolid, sitting dead last. This one should be a routine win, but in football you never know. So yeah, La Liga isn't done yet, but if Barcelona stays focused, they're lifting that trophy. Also, the Copa del Rey should be an easy one for the team. The Copa del Rey is always unpredictable, but the hardest part of the tournament is beating Atletico Madrid. If Barcelona gets past them, the final will likely be against Madrid. And if that happens, Barcelona will destroy them again. Just look at the numbers. 9-2 over 2 games this season. That's not a rivalry, that's a beatdown. If they meet in the final, Madrid might not even want to show up. So yeah, when you break it all down, the treble isn't just a dream, it's very possible. Everything is falling into place, just like it did for Guardiola in 2009 and Enrique in 2015. And if history has taught us anything, it's that when Barcelona gets this close, they don't miss. But this is all down to the system. But no system works without the players. And while the big stars get all the attention, there are a few guys flying under the radar who have been vital to this team's success. I mean, Hansi Flick Trident has always risen to the occasion for him. First up, Raphinha. Look, this guy has been on fire this season. 27 goals and 20 assists. Seriously, that's not just a solid season, that's Ballon d'Or level production. He's been scoring goals, creating assists, and tearing defenders apart down the wing. It's crazy to think that at one point people were doubting if he could adapt to Barcelona's style. Now, he's absolutely one of the main reasons why they're dominating this year. If Barcelona ends up winning the treble, I wouldn't be shocked if Raphinha gets the Ballon d'Or mentions. His contribution has been massive, and honestly, he's not getting the recognition he deserves. Then there's Lewandowski, who, let's be real, people are starting to sleep on just because of his age. But let's not forget, he's still putting up 38 goals and 3 assists, and 36. People forget that Levy isn't just a striker who stands around waiting for the ball. No, this guy is still one of the best finishers in the game, and he's been delivering when Barcelona needs him most. He might not be the flashiest striker, but his consistency and ability to score in any situation are exactly what Barcelona needs to keep this momentum going. He's been crucial in the big moments, and I'm not sure Barcelona could have made it this far without him. And let's not forget about Lamine Yamal, the youngest of the bunch, but honestly, playing like he's been on the field for years. At just 17 years old, he's already put up 13 goals and 18 assists. 13 goals and 18 assists at 17. The guy's barely old enough to drive, but is out there making defenders look silly. His dribbling, vision, and overall maturity on the ball have been insane. Yamal is quickly becoming one of the most exciting young talents in the world, and it feels like we're witnessing something special as he continues to develop. They've been consistently delivering and making sure that Barcelona can keep up their winning streak. If Barcelona does go on to win the treble, you can bet that these three will be at the heart of it all. But there are some players that don't even make the lineup, but still help this team achieve greatness. Ferran Torres. This guy is so often overlooked, but when Barcelona needs someone to step up in a tight game, he's the one who delivers. Whether it's a crucial goal or a key assist, Torres has come through in big moments. You don't always see him dominating the spotlight, but trust me, he's the kind of player that coaches and fans both appreciate for his clutch performances when it counts. He's the one who steps in when the pressure's on and gets the job done. That's something you can't underestimate. Then there's Frankie de Jong. If there's one player who has consistently controlled the tempo for Barcelona's midfield, it's him. De Jong has been a midfield maestro all season long. His ability to dictate the flow of the game, make those silky passes, and recover the ball when needed has been essential. When things are getting tough in the middle of the park, De Jong is always there to calm things down, set the rhythm and keep the team ticking. He might not always grab the spotlight with flashy goals or assists, but make no mistake, his influence is everywhere. Gavi. This kid is a warrior, a straight-up ball of energy. Whether chasing down loose balls, breaking up attacks, or throwing himself into tackles, Gavi's work rate and grit make him an absolute pain for any opposition. He might not always get the plaudits for scoring or assisting, but his relentless drive is exactly what Barcelona needs in tough moments. He brings that fire and passion, and honestly, Barcelona would miss that scrappy edge if he wasn't around. Finally, let's give some love to Íñigo Martínez and Fermín López. They've quietly been rock solid for Barcelona this season. Martínez has brought much-needed stability to the defense, and his leadership in the backline has been crucial, especially when things have gone tight. He's that experienced head who doesn't get rattled and is always in the right place at the right time. On the other hand, Fermín López's creativity and vision in midfield have been underrated but absolutely essential. He's been able to create key chances and link-up play, doing the things that often go unnoticed but are so vital to Barcelona's success. Their combined contributions make the team more balanced and versatile, two things Barcelona needs in order to keep winning. So yeah, while everyone's talking about the stars like Lewandowski and Raphinha, these four players have been quietly pulling the strings, doing the dirty work, and making sure Barcelona keeps moving forward. It's easy to overlook them when the big names shine, but these unsung heroes are the backbone of this team. Without them, none of the success would be possible. But what do you think? Is that right? Can Hansi Flick dominate football and win the treble? Well, let me know, and don't forget to watch our last video on how Raphinha is ghosting Vinicius Jr. Thank you.